All right, my loves. So here's the deal. If you saw my part 1 video on dissociation, I just looked it up. And there was a YouTube video with a clinical psychologist that says a lot of people will say disassociation, but the clinical term is dissociation. Got it? So, and they kind of cringe at the people saying disassociation. So there is a little bit of education for all of us this morning because I wanted to know how to correctly pronounce dissociation. Okay. So here's the deal, my loves. Like, I so wanted to talk about this because I know that so many of you highly sensitive, empathic people have dissociated for so much of your life, just like I have. Okay. And so it's like checked out a reality, not in our bodies. All of this, it's like we just leave the reality that we're experiencing because either it's not safe, it's traumatic for us in some way, it's whatever it is. Okay. So we dissociate. And my loves, I realize how much of my life I've actually done that, right? And I screenshot what like the clinical definition actually is. And I'm going to have to go back. It's like when your thoughts, your feelings, your mind aren't connected to your body. Okay. So it's like not all running as like a whole system, basically. Okay. And maybe checked out is something different, right? But like, how many of you have also known, like, I am not in my body right now? Okay. Like, I have felt that the last couple of days. And then I also realized that the Schumann resonance was through the roof. Okay. And I was drinking caffeine. And so I think with all that heightened energy combined with caffeine, I was incredibly floaty. And I realized I was like eating things to try to ground myself. I keep saying like, I just need a burger. I can tell I just need a burger. And it was all like that grounding to try to get myself back in my body. Okay. Which I will say, one of the things that I have found incredibly helpful is my workouts, because doing workouts, lifting weights, it literally grounds us back into our bodies. Got it? Okay. And so all that being said, my loves, we are meant to like live this life in our bodies. And when I wanted to say like we are meant to live this reality, no, you get to live the reality that you choose without denying that there are like natural laws playing out here and certain realities that we just like can't deny or can't bypass, right? But you get to live in the vibration, the frequency, in those environments with those people who are also synced up with you, okay? And here's what I know for sure. I got to walk around a little bit for this one. Is that the reason that I have checked out so much of this life and out of my body and out of all these things and like people pleased and try to earn love and try to fit myself into situations and scenarios where I actually didn't fit was because we all want to belong, right? And of course there was this part of like not wanting to be alone, but the irony of that is that I have spent a lot of my life alone, like years and years and years of my life alone, okay? Plenty of time walking with God, and then on my mission, on my purpose, on all of that, and plenty of time pulled away from that and distracted from that as well, which I know that plenty of you have also struggled with, dealt with, all of those things, okay? And I really feel like right now, the whole world is asking all of us to freaking drop the performance and be our authentic selves. Like drop the masks and be our authentic selves. Easier said than done when we have performed and taken on certain roles and tried to earn love from other people by performing and living in a way that would benefit them but not benefit us, and all the things that we have done, okay? And we get to own all that and just say, okay, but now it's time to drop all that and move forward accordingly, all right? But the reason, my loves, I feel like that we do dissociate is trauma. For me, it was always not feeling safe. And so I would try to find these areas of like safety or somewhere that I could be safe and like literally roll up in a cocoon and just know that like in that moment or in that place or in that thing that I was at least safe in my own body. Because so many times out in the world and even in environments that I have been with other people, I have not been safe, okay? Whether that is mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever that is. So much of my life, I have been looking for safety, okay? And that is not okay. As a human here on planet Earth, we should have safety as our birthright. And yet we don't, for so many reasons why we don't, okay? And that's like a whole other thing. And so the reasons that I feel like I dissociate is because I'm not happy with my current reality, okay? And I'm not saying right now, but I'm just saying at times when I have dissociated, okay? And my loves, what we have to do though, so the counteract to this, right, is getting so in our body and becoming so in love with this life that's what we are striving towards every day. That's what we are moving towards every day, okay? So we have to let go of the things distracting, numbing, allowing us to check out all of that and literally come back into our body like through a workout, through yoga, through running, through whatever that is that truly nourishes us, okay? And then say, what is the life that I truly desire to live here? And how can I create that, okay? And how can I take 1 to 3 to 5 steps in that direction today, right? And yes, it is writing down. Yes, it is journaling. Yes, it is visioning out. But we also have to take the action, okay? Now, the problem becomes is when we have interruptions and distractions, which are all over this world, my loves. Got it? And people's voices pulling us in certain directions that are not right for us, okay? And so this is where the voice of God and your own internal voice, your own internal knowing, connection to your soul is so incredibly important, okay? And discerning how those voices show up for you, discerning how that communicates with you. Got it? And then acting accordingly, okay? Because here's another little thing that I want to say before I kind of tune off of this video, but please do put your questions, your comments, your insights, your own experience of this, because we need to learn from each other, okay? Like, we're not consulting the professionals right now. We're learning from each other through lived experience of. Got it? Hold on. What I wanted to say, the voice of God, all of that getting so, like your channel so clear and clean. Oh, when you get pulled back, and I don't want to say like the matrix, but I always say the matrix because for me, it's like this all or nothing thing, right? It's like either I'm aligned with God and the natural world and all of that, or I'm like so indulged in the matrix and I get so unhappy, okay? Because it's not the natural way, my friends, like at all. And so that's when I can feel the fog come over me. That's when I can feel the brain fog. That's when I can feel all the confusion, all of that stuff, okay? And if people of the matrix are trying to show me, tell me, guide me, my whole system rejects it because it's not truth to me. That is not the truth of how I want to live here, okay? And so it's such a rejection. But also, right, we have to look at our lives and go, am I truly happy with what I've created here, with what I'm living here? And if not, then what needs to change? Because you can recreate, and it might not always be easy, and it might be a shit ton of work, but like you can always recreate something different with this masterpiece of your life. Go after what you truly want, because the cost of not doing that, or what do we do if we're not creating? Then we're just consuming. Then we're just a little puppet on a string that someone else is trying to control, dictate, manage, all of that, my loves. Do you see? So the cost of not going after it is that you're living someone else's life. You're building impact and income and all this stuff for someone else, not for yourself, not for your community, not for your true soul tribe that resonates and lives in a way that is so true to you, to your values, to your morals, to all of that, my loves. Okay? So we have to, I mean, like, as much as like maybe this isn't like solutions, but I know that we have to get back into our body, and we have to get so clear about that reality we desire, reject anything and everything that isn't that. Okay? Stay on, stay focused, stay dedicated, and allow it to show up so that we can receive it. Got it? And then when it does show up, don't kick it back out because you're not used to or think you're worthy of receiving a love that is so grand or receiving a life that is so grand. Yes, you are. Okay? And the beautiful thing is that when other people start to show up, then you get to co-create this whole thing together. Okay? So I know that like fear has shut so many of us down in the past, self-sabotage, all that BS, and we're just letting that all go. Okay? So that we can move forward accordingly with clarity in our bodies and create the most beautiful lives for ourselves, because you deserve that. I deserve that. Anyone who's willing to go after that and do that and show up every day to create that fucking deserves it. Okay? So my loves, there you have it. Much love, many blessings. Let me know about the times that you've been out of your body. What caused it for you? I mean, I have to think it was trauma. I have to think that it was some sort of lack of something that you weren't getting and you needed to, or the natural response was to dissociate, was to somehow be fragmented within your own being because things weren't just right, right? And so, yeah, the call for embodiment, the call for wholeness, and the how-to, right? I'm going to sit with that today, the how-to. Let me know what you found along your way. I would love to hear from you. I would love to learn from you as well. Much love, many blessings, and I will see you all again very soon.